Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Imam Argianto. My student number is 17088240002 from Faculty of Economics and Business, Magister Management 2025. My research proposal is analysis of marketing strategy for the commercial microcredit segment Kupedes at PT Bank Rakyat Indonesia Persero Tbk. Bank Rakyat Indonesia as the ownership, PT Bank Rakyat Indonesia Persero Tbk is one of the major state-owned financial institutions with approximately 53.19% government ownership based on the latest available shareholder composition data, such as the quarterly third 2024 report or the monthly securities holder registration. As fundamental, BRI fundamental commitment, which has remained unchanged since its establishment, is it focused on providing support and financing assistance to the micro, small, and medium enterprise or MSME sector. As the network, BRI is the bank with the largest and most extensive operational network with nationwide and international coverage consisting of 18 regional offices, 453 branch offices, 9 overseas branches, 555 sub-branch offices, 5,086 BRI units, and various other service units, totaling 7,766 operational units in 2024. As the portfolio, the microcredit segment represents the largest credit portfolio within BRI, accounting for 46.3% of the bank's total loan composition. Otherwise, consumer 15.4%, small 17%, medium segment 3.3%, and corporate segment 18%. Research questions. There are 3 key research questions that form the focus of this study. How is the competitive landscape of the commercial microcredit segment in Indonesia? What marketing strategies are currently implemented by BRI's Micro Sales Management Group 1 in the commercial microcredit segment? What marketing strategies should BRI adopt to strengthen its position in the commercial microcredit segment in the future? The research objective. Based on the research problem formulation, this study has 3 main objectives. First of all, to analyze the external and the internal business environment of BRI's commercial microcredit segment. Second, to identify the marketing strategies implemented by Micro Sales Management Group 1 in the commercial micro segment. And the third, to provide competitive marketing strategy recommendations for BRI to strengthen its commercial microcredit segment. The research benefit for managerial or practical. First, strengthening strategic decision-making through internal-external analysis. This research provides a systematic mapping of the strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats influencing the performance of the Kupedes segment through the development of IFAS, EFAS, and SFAS metrics. This mapping can be utilized by management to formulate more focused, measurable, and market-aligned strategic decisions that reflect the actual condition of the commercial micro market. Second, enhancement of marketing strategies for the commercial micro segment The finding of this research provide metric-based recommendations of the most relevant marketing strategies to strengthen the competitiveness of the Kupedes product. This insight assists BRI in improving the effectiveness of the marketing mix, product, price, process, human resource, promotion, physical evidence, and service quality. Increasing market penetration in the commercial micro segment and strengthening Kupedes' position as productive, non-subsidized credit product. The third one is strengthening the competitive advantage of the micro segment. Through the value chain, Tyroka, and FBA analysis, this research identifies critical internal activities that influence marketing quality, monthly performance, credit process efficiency, and the competitiveness of the Kupedes product. The result can be utilized by BRI to improve work processes, strengthen digitalization in micro-marketing, enhance the quality of human resources within micro-marketing, and optimize the commercial microcredit portfolio amid increasing competition from other loan products. For example, KUR, consumer loans, and retail loans. And the fourth, foundational input for developing operational and credit service policies. The findings of this research support the enhancement of operational policies related to commercial microcredit procedures, including standardization of customer segmentation, optimization of the customer acquisition process, improvement of service level agreements or SLA, and service quality, and strengthening prudential principles and good corporate governance or GCG in credit disbursement. The research benefit for managerial or practical are microbanking literacy in Indonesia. This research contributes to the limited body of academic literature of competitive advantage strategies within the commercial microcredit business segment Kupedes in Indonesia. And the second one is interdisciplinary study. This research bridges the field of marketing management with the challenges of digital transformation and sustainability, providing a conceptual framework for future researches. Interested in examining the impact of technology and global issues on business strategies within the banking sector. And the third one is reference for the future research. This study serves as a reference for similar research or future studies, as there is still limited academic work examining competitive advantage strategies related to the commercial microcredit Kupedes within the banking industry, particularly in Indonesia. The conceptual work or the conceptual framework. First of all, we analyze the qualitative method of the business environment using the internal factor analysis or IFAS, using the VCA or value chain analysis, Tyroka, FBA, MFOHR, and the second one, we use the external factor analysis or IFAS, containing analysis about macro environment, which is politics analysis, economic analysis, social analysis, technology analysis, environment analysis, and legal analysis. And the second one is analysis about micro environment, which is industry rivalry, threat of new entrants, and then threat of substitutes, then supplier power, then next buyer power. And then after EFAS and IFAS, we analyze uh, next is SFAS. After that, we analyze the corporate strategy, business strategy, functional strategy, BCG matrix, GE matrix, SWOT or TAOS, and after that, we can select it strategy. For validating the strategy, we use the secondary document about financial statement, annual report, banking statistic, and others, and the quantitative analysis. Uh, After that, we can validate the strategy from the selected strategy. DIFAS, or internal factor analysis. Strategic management is fundamentally a cross-functional process that integrates the formulation, implementation, and evaluation of strategies in a systematic and continuous manner. The internal factor analysis summary, or IFAS, is a strategy analytical tool used to identify, evaluate, and summarize an organization's internal factor, consisting of its strength and weakness. The value chain analysis, or VCA, is used to assess how each activity within an organization's value chain contributes to value creation and competitive advantage. The TIROCA analysis is an internal environmental evaluation approach used to identify the factor that shapes an organization's strength and weakness. The FBA analysis, or functional business and administration, is an interval environmental evaluation approach used to identify an organization's strengths and weaknesses by assessing its strategic function. The MFOHR analysis is an internal evaluation framework used in the preparation of the internal factor analysis summary, or IFAS, to identify an organization's strengths and weaknesses. The external environmental analysis is the process of observing and identifying conditions outside the organization that influence its ability to achieve its objectives. Objectives of external environmental analysis, or EFAS: to identify and categorize external factors that serve as source of opportunity and threats, to assess and assign weight or relative influence to each external factor so that they can be prioritized in strategic planning, to provide quantitative input, or EVA scores, for positioning the organization within the SWOT, EVAS, IVAS matrix, and formulating appropriate strategic alternatives. Macro EVAS refers to the analysis of both external environmental factors that cannot be controlled by the organization and that influence strategy either directly or indirectly. Micro EVAS is the analysis of external factors within the industry environment, namely those factors that directly influence competitive intensity, market dynamics, and the organization's competitive position. The Strategic Factor Analysis Summary, or SFAS, is a metric used to summarize, integrate, and prioritize strategic factors derived from internal IFAS and external EFAS analysis. SFAS helps researchers or organizations identify the key factors that have the most significant influence on strategy formulation. The corporate strategy is a set of long-term decisions and directions undertaken by an organization to achieve sustainable competitive advantage. The business strategy is the competitive approach used by a business unit to build and maintain competitive advantage within an industry. The functional strategy refers to the strategies developed at the functional or departmental level of an organization to support the implementation of both corporate and business strategies. The GA metric is a portfolio analysis tool used to evaluate business units based on industry attractiveness and business strength in order to determine strategic priorities. The BCG metric is a portfolio analysis tool used to evaluate the competitive position of business units based on relative market share and market growth rate. The TOWS metric is a strategy formulation tool that integrates internal and external organizational factors to generate applicable strategic alternatives. The selected strategy within the strategic management framework of Poppy Rufaida represents the final strategic chosen based on the integration of all strategic analysis starting from EFAS and IFAS, followed by SFAS, and culminating in the formulation of strategic alternatives through the TOWS metric. The research method, research location, and research timeline. The research location, the qualitative component of this mixed method research will be conducted at the head office of Bank Rakyat Indonesia Micro Sales Management MSM Group 1, located at BRI Building 2, Jalan Jenderal Sudirman, Kavling 44 until 46, Jakarta. The quantitative component will be carried out by distributing questionnaires to 60 BRI customers who use the commercial microcredit coupons product, with the distribution proportionally targeted with the supervisory area of MSM Group 1. The research timeline, the qualitative research, which consists of in-depth interview with informants, will be carried out for approximately 1 month, specifically in December 2025. After obtaining information from these informants and in order to strengthen the research findings, we will conduct quantitative research by collecting information through questionnaires distributed to customers for approximately 2 months, spanning from December 2025 to January 2026. The qualitative research will be conducted through interviews, in-depth interview with informants. A total of 5 informants will be interviewed, consisting of senior, middle, and junior level personnel. As senior leaders, we will survey the group head of micro sales management groups 1, and then the senior level another. We survey the department head micro sales management group 1, and the middle we survey department head micro region Jakarta, and then the middle another. We survey micro business manager branch office Jakarta, and junior level we survey the kepala business micro Jakarta. And the respondent, the quantitative research, which serves to strengthen the qualitative findings, will use the survey method targeting customers who use the commercial microcredit coupons product. The number of respondents or customers to be surveyed total 60, who are spread across the sample areas under the Jakarta region supervision. And data collection method, and there is a primary data and secondary data. In the primary data, as data sources, we interview with 5 relevant information, which is we explained before, and a questionnaire administered to 60 BRI customers who are users of the commercial microcredit cooperative product. And the secondary data, we use data source as available and published data, financial statement and performance report, product and service formulation. The data validity and data reliability. Validity data or data validity. Validity is degree of accuracy and soundness of an instrument or data in measuring what is supposed to measure. The data reliability is the degree of consistency of an instrument or data when used repeatedly under the same condition. The types of data, there is qualitative and quantitative. The qualitative as validity test, source of triangulation, head of office employees, regional office, branch office, and BRI unit, and method triangulation, validating, interview data using the secondary data, questionnaires, and internal documents, along with member checking, reconfirming information with informants to ensure that the transcript data accurately reflect their intended meaning. And then the reliability test is audit trail, documentation of interview records, and interview consistency. The quantitative or regression validity test. Item total correlation or construct validity. Each item is considered valid if it meets the following criteria. R calculated is bigger than R table at alpha 0.05 or sig p-value less than 0.05. Content validity is assessed through expert judgment. The Cronbach alpha, an instrument, is considered reliable if it meets the following criteria. Alpha is bigger and then 0.70 is good reliability, 0.60 until 0.70 acceptable reliability. Alpha is less than 0.60 is not reliable. Reliable ensures that the instrument consistently measures the intended variable when administered repeatedly to different groups of respondents. The qualitative data processing, we use analysis stage of data identification, data classification, coding, the value chain analysis, the TIROCA, which is in-depth analysis to map process time, operational inputs, resources, output, or performance, human resources, competencies, monetary, and value-creating activities. The FBA analysis or the functional business administration, and IFAS data processing, SFAS development. The qualitative data processing next is TOWS matrix, corporate strategy analysis, business strategy analysis, functional strategy analysis, the BCG matrix, the GE matrix, and then the determination of selected strategy. The quantitative data processing or simple regression, we use type of test or analysis is descriptive statistic, the validity test or quantitative, the reliability test, the normality test, the multicollinearity test, the heteroscedasticity test, and the autocorrelation test. Next, the linearity test, the t-test, the f-test, the coefficient of determination or R-square, linear regression, correlation, and difference test. This is the example of consistency with previous research. From Sarfo 2024, perceived value of microfinance and SME performance, finding that value-based marketing strategy enhance customer perception of microservices. Mulyana 2024, a case study of Bank Rakyat Indonesia or BRI, showing that digital innovation and BRI internal capability significantly affect the effectiveness of micro-business strategy. And Abidin 2024, a study on microcredit effectiveness for Surakarta MSMEs post-pandemic, concluding that the adaptation of marketing strategy and digital transformation strengthened the performance of microcredit distribution. And Khadijah Ramawati Yuliani 2023, cross-functional integration and innovation performance, highlighting the importance of cross-functional coordination in strengthening marketing strategy and organizational innovation. Van Adel 2023, cross-functional collaboration and strategic decision-making in the digital era, explaining that digitalization strengthens the relationship between organizational strategy and company performance. Grant and Jordan 2022, Foundation of Strategy, affirming the importance of external and internal environmental analysis as a basis for effective strategy formulation. And then the example, consistency with Harvard Business Review. A case study of a Bank Rakyat Indonesia or BRI article, Science Direct 2024. The relevance is direct empirical source relevance for comparing your field findings, helps validate IFAS and EFAS and provide local context. 10 Truths About Marketing After the Pandemic, Janet Bales, 2021. Using this article, contextualize change in customer behavior and adaptation of marketing channels. EFAS, opportunities or threats, functional marketing strategy. Net Promoter 3.0, Fred Richard, Darcy Darnell, Maureen Burns, 2021. A customer loyalty advocacy measurement tool that can be applied when evaluating the effectiveness of Cooper's marketing strategy linked to SWAS and performance metrics. Recognizing your customer purpose is key to growth, Jean Cornfield, 2021. A way to design a value proposition that is suitable for the needs of rural micro customers. Useful for differentiation strategy, business and functional strategy. The value of digital transformation, Eric Lamar, 2023. A way to design a value proposition that is suitable for the needs of rural micro customer, useful for differentiation strategy, business and functional strategy. How Ultra Micro Holding connects finance to millions in Indonesia. Sponsor content 2023. Example of relevant digital or operation practices for the Indonesian context, useful for implementation comparison and EFAS or IFAS analysis. That's all. Thank you very much for your listening and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.